Smack bang in the first sentence of Israel's Ministry of Health website on a page dedicated to mental health is this line: "Man has a body and a mind which have complex interrelations, ultimately creating one complete unit. Just as there are problems with the function of the body, so there are sometimes mental disorders or diseases which also impair the person." And while we know this in theory, we often don't treat it that way. Many of us keeping mental illness a secret, yet we don't feel embarrassed to talk about our physical ailments. The stigma is a worldwide phenomenon too. But what's causing it here in Israel? And how can we reframe our perspective around our mental health to help stop an illness in its tracks? Joining us for that insight is psychologist Dr. Kamila Forkosh Lavan. Thank you so much for being with us. Now, why is there a sense of embarrassment around mental health here in Israel?
I think that in Israel, like around the world, plus minus is the same reason. And of course, we have to also look culturally. So it's very important to succeed and to show your best foot forward. And there is this culture of toughness, and being tough is equated with being strong and with being healthy, and therefore being more successful, being more, more likely to get hired for certain positions, finding shidduchim and so on and so forth. So people feel that if there is any kind of assistance that they might need that's not physical, as you already mentioned, that it might be mental, stress-related or anything, even if it's not an official mental illness, yes, they will try to hide it and try to kind of figure it out on their own. But another thing that I think is very important to mention is that unfortunately therapy costs a lot of money. And there aren't enough subsidized high-quality treatment centers. There are, for, let's say, where students will treat you or something like that, which is fine, at least something, but it's not always relevant for more serious difficulties. And if a person doesn't make enough money, basically they do not have the care.
But again, let's be proactive and even for the people maybe of socioeconomic statuses, because you said psychological care is very expensive. So what are some of the resources that people can take advantage of, no matter where they are or where they're from?
So on my site, people are welcome to come also to see on my site, and I'm not the only one. There is a lot of information on the internet as far as where the help is. Some of them are sponsored by the government, like, by the city. Others are sponsored by the university. Like, if you call universities in your area or colleges, many of them will offer subsidized assistance. Nonprofits will offer. Also, most social workers or psychologists will offer a sliding scale. Some don't, but for the most part, people do. And so you can figure out how to find the assistance, even if you don't directly know how to. Like, even if you call any of us, we are able, I know, like, for example, people often call me from different kinds of parts of the country, and we have different groups that we're part of. And so it's very easy for us to already then find whatever the person needs, whatever that may be. So don't be shy, reach out, ask. The assistance is there.
Kamila, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.